So I wanted to ask, because I know a lot of people, we can talk all day about what's the best way to eat. But then a lot of the struggle with that comes when the rubber meets the road, which is actually doing it. Mm-hmm. And just so in your personal experience with you, like, if you don't mind sharing, mm-hmm. like how consistent are you at eating, what you consider healthy food?
So I've gone on a journey, and I think people need to go on the journey. And yeah, I told you 8 years it's been, and it wasn't easy in the beginning, and I didn't follow it that well in the beginning, and I've had a revelation since. So I think people need to just start cutting out the worst offenders and then move forward and go on from there. Right? That's why I said just cut out the most processed foods in your diet. What are the most empty calories? Soda is a great example of the biggest empty calorie just suck on your health. Mm-hmm. Get rid of those, and then we can slowly move towards replace it with more animal foods, more protein. You're going to be more satiated. You're going to have more long-term satiety. This is, feeling full for a long time. And this is, I think, a really big part of the execution. Like you said, how do I actually do this? How is it sustainable? How do I make it work for me? By eating natural fats and proteins, you are full longer. So you get rid of the most processed foods that actually make you hungry sooner, right? People, you can eat, like the joke is like you eat the Chinese food and then you're hungry 2 hours later. What is the Chinese food? It's a whole bunch of rice and noodles and oils and stuff and like a little bit of meat. They're trying, they give you, oh, here's your fry. Yeah. There's a little bit of meat in there. That's a recipe for being hungry. Yes, I get it. A recipe for being full is eating a big steak and eggs and whatever else. This is how you make it work. And so I think you can go on a journey. You can learn more. You can learn what works for you. And it doesn't have to be all at once. And yeah, it wasn't all at once for me. And I've gradually kind of got to where I am, where now I'm not very interested in eating trash anymore. And it took me a while because maybe 2 years ago, I still do eat, if I'm out socially and we're eating something, I will eat it. Right. And I'm out at someone's house, especially. They made it. I'm eating it. I don't care what it is. They made it. That's a big step up, right? It's not in a package, at least. Someone put time into this. They probably use some better ingredients. I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to, offend them. But even I actually think it's okay to eat whatever. I'll eat a pizza. Like we're out. We're having a social occasion. It's like I don't get crazy about it. I don't want people to be crazy about it and think they can never have a slice of pizza again. That's going to cause them to not follow it or not start or just fail, right? If hey, especially if I'm, metabolically flexible, I've got my health in order, I've done this for a while, I'm fit, I figured it out, my body can handle a slice of pizza. Like we don't need to like freak out and be like a vegan and be like, I can never have an animal food touch my lips, So it might take a while to get there. But you can get there. You can come around, and heal your body, heal your gut, and be ready for anything that life throws at you. It's just going to be a small percentage of your diet, and that can be okay. So, yeah, I encourage people to go on these journeys, get healthy. Then you can open back up your diet, and you can do things once in a while that maybe aren't ideal, but they help you have a higher quality of life. And part of that journey too is learning how to cook and learning like what you like and finding foods that you enjoy. And luckily, most people enjoy animal foods, fatty, saturated fat foods, right? Like bacon, people love it. Like, oh man, keto, they always have like the shirts like fueled by bacon and all this stuff. It's great. You can eat avocado, you can eat guacamole, you can eat steaks, you can eat great omelets with all kinds of good stuff in it. This is good food that people like. This is not a struggle, right? It shouldn't be a struggle. You shouldn't use willpower to try to have your diet work. And I think that's the problem with most diets out there. Most diets are just like, oh, just eat less and count the calories and, eat this weird like rice cracker that sucks and tastes bad. Like that's not the idea. That's never going to work long term. Yeah, it could work short term if you grind through it and you white knuckle through it. Yes, you can lose some weight on those bad diets, but it's not going to work long term. You need to learn what the healthy foods are right? Which hopefully we've done today, is just letting you know, hey, eat an omelet with, a bunch of eggs and some vegetables and some meat in it, and you're great. That's a very healthy meal. You don't have to be scared of that. And then if you learn how to do it well, then you're going to love it. So like I said, I'm not really enticed by restaurant food or fast food anymore because I've gotten very good at cooking my simple meals. I've gotten so good at making a steak. I got my cast iron pan, and I know how to heat it up, how to get the oven ready. I sear it, then I put in the oven. I got my mushrooms and onions, and I have my whole thing. And it's so good. It's delicious. So if someone's like, hey, let's go out to this restaurant. I don't really want to because I know I'm going to be spending like $30 on something that I don't really like. I mean, I still will go to a restaurant, enjoy company and friends and all that, but it's just not enticing. So you can get to the level. I think that's the secret sauce. How to make this work is you find foods you enjoy, learn how to cook them well. It's not impossible to learn how to cook. Some people think it's so hard. It's like you get out a pan and you cook things. It's like you're just heating up foods. Like I'm not doing crazy recipes. It's not like I'm telling people they have to go make like a Thai dish with 32 ingredients and you're like measuring all these things and cutting up like Thai basil and saffron and you know what I mean? Right. You're like, no, you don't need to do that. You just grab some food and you heat it up. That's so delicious to me. I don't even use sauces anymore because I can cook so well and I get good ingredients, cook so well for my taste at least. And so here's the one. I was in an airport recently. Before you go to the lounges, I have one of those lounge access things. I would have been in there crushing everything I could get my hands on, right? It's a whole bunch of free stuff. Usually you're kind of hungry. You're just kind of like, whatever, I'm just going to eat. I had no interest in it. There was, packages of Oreos and all kinds of stuff in this lounge. There was sometimes they have like good food. You could get some like meat or some soup or something that just like is good. They didn't have that. Guess what? I just got an espresso and a soda water, right? Just have like some sparkling water, had an espresso, and I left. That's what you can get to. If you change your habits, change your brain about these foods, they will become uninteresting to you. I never thought I'd get like this, that I wouldn't want to just grab some free Oreos, especially because it's free, right? I could instead of grabbing a whole bunch of free Oreos, I didn't do it. I did not want it. And it wasn't like a willpower thing. It was like, that doesn't look good to me. What sounds good is some espresso and sparkling water. So that's my spiel. That's, I think, what people can get to. It didn't happen to me overnight, like I said, but it can happen and it feels really great. And then I know I can do this type of thing for life because it isn't a struggle. It isn't this constant battle of will. So there it is.
Yeah. So a few things that stuck out at me there. Going out to eat, like that's something that I still do. And if people make food for me, and then, I'm probably even more lax than you because sometimes when I'm traveling, I just kind of go wild, like around the holidays or whatever. Too,
sometimes, yeah. No, I'm not saying I've never done it, but like it's very easy for me to not do it.
Okay, fair enough. And I guess it depends a little bit on your current health, meaning you or me or whoever's listening, like how much flexibility you might have in terms of eating junk food. Yeah. Because obviously if you have diabetes, you might need to be a bit more careful about pounding the sugar because that can cause more serious problems, just as one example. But like once you get your health to like a pretty good place, you can have some flexibility because if I go out to eat today, have some fairly unhealthy food, like you mentioned, like the rice and the noodles and cooked in some weird oil or whatever. And then tomorrow I'm back to eating like whole foods, avoiding the processed sugars, processed flours, processed oils, and maybe doing a little fasting, part of the day or whatever. Like it's a pretty quick turnaround. I'm sure there's still some residual damage from eating junk like that, but it's a pretty good balance because if there are some specific social benefits or whatever, to doing that, then it may be worth it, I guess, is one thing to consider. But if you're in like if you're super overweight and you have diabetes and all this stuff, you may want to be a bit more strict for at least a while until you get things under control, I guess you could say. And then, I like what you said about cooking. So I like to cook, but I don't make a bunch of fancy recipes either. Like I'm not, going to the market and getting these 100 different spices that I don't know where to find unless I go to a special market and like doing all this stuff. I just kind of turn on the frying pan, throw in some oil, saute some veggies, and often make kind of like an omelet, like you said, or other similar things with various ingredients. And once you get a little bit of experience, it's relatively easy. And you can make stuff that tastes good, might only take 10 minutes to cook or whatever. And so it's just a really super effective approach. And I think a lot of people try to skip that step. Like they don't want to do any cooking. And that's pretty tough to eat healthy if you're not going to do any of your own cooking, unless you hire a chef or something, I guess.